everyone. Welcome back to my kitchen. Thanks for visiting me tonight. I'm glad you're here. I hope you've been having a good day today. I hope you've had a great day today. But I know some of you find some days challenging. We all have that, don't we? Some days are just kind of eh. I had a wacky day today. I woke up in a panic thinking it was Friday. Got up and, in my mind, listing all the things I have to do at work on a Friday and who I needed to talk to and whatnot, and ended up going into work an hour earlier than I needed to realize it's not Friday, it's Monday. So I think this woman needs a little time off. I've worked 5 days in a row of very, hitting the pavement, working, productive. It's been great. In addition to that, at night, I've been taking care of my older parents, and so we've been running every single night. I beep the horn, I pull up after work, my husband and son jump in the car, and we take off, and we've been going. Then I come home, and I've got to make dinner for them, and my husband's not been well. He's on and off with seizures. So, life is like that. But you know what I want to tell you? I understand rough days. I really do. My life is not perfect. And I can get on here and smile, and there are days, I want to cry. I actually texted my older son today, and I said, I'm lonely. I need to talk to you. I just needed to hear his voice. I needed to hear somebody who loves me and wants to support me and tells me I'm wonderful. I needed to hear that today. So I'm here to tell you, if you've had a rough day, I think you're awesome. If you've had a rough day, stick around. We're going to bake together tonight. We're just going to have a little girl time. Kick your shoes off, grab a cup of tea. We're going to bake some pumpkin muffins. So I need to tell you, you guys have been awesome. You are flooding me with comments. I love it. Keep them coming. Let's talk. I like talking. One of the reasons I started this channel is I was lonely. If you can believe that or not, some people say, how can you be lonely? It's very lonely when you have family members that are on disability or have a disability. People tend to back off and shy away. Some of you have sent me a comment and that you totally understand that. So, and COVID is here and life is different and schools are closed and church is closed and life is closed. And so anyway, I was feeling lonely today, and I'm just glad to come on and share that with you. Keep those comments coming. I've read them on and off all day today. I was trying to answer them as much as I could, as quickly. And the encouragement that you guys flooded me with, I can't thank you enough. Thank you. So if you want, leave a comment again tonight. I don't care if it has to do with the video. If you just want to say, hi, thumbs up, I would love it. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I have my one video. It has almost 10,000 views, and I don't have 10,000 subscribers yet. So I know people are watching. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe. That would be great. Share my channel if you want, if it would be helpful and benefit somebody else. And don't forget, give me a thumbs up. That kind of helps my channel keep going here. So I appreciate that. One of my viewers, many of my viewers, send some great tips on avocado, how to use an avocado. I asked you for help on that. Enchilada sauce, many of you said, make it homemade. I never thought of that. I looked up some recipes. I'm going to be doing that. Just a ton of great ideas. Someone actually gave me a recipe for using the plums in a coffee cake. And I have her name. I have a YouTube notebook that I write down things that viewers tell me. We'll be doing that together. But you guys have been giving me some great things. But Deborah, along with many others, sent me some great tips on muffins. So Deborah, I'm going to take up your challenge. And she said you can make pumpkin muffins with 2 ingredients. Now listen, you're working full time. Maybe you're a single mom and you got to get the kids out, rush them out in the morning. And what do? Tonight, let's make some pumpkin muffins together. Maybe you're single and you just yourself. You want some muffins during the week, So she said, grab a box of spice cake mix and grab a can of pumpkin puree. Don't get the pie filling pumpkin. You want the pumpkin puree that you would use for baking bread. And this is a 15-ounce can. She said, all you do is mix these two and you're done. What do you think of that? So I'm going to yay or nay it. We're going to bake this together. And and I've opened up everything so we can just dump and go. We're going to bake these. I also am going to add, if you watched my haul the other night from Walmart, the mini chocolate chips, we're going to add that in there for a little treat. And I'm going to let you know if I like them, if they compare to pumpkin muffins from scratch, or if I don't like them and it's something I wouldn't do. Someone else recommended just use plain either white or yellow cake mix with the can of pumpkin. So you might not have spice cake in your pantry stockpile. I did not, but I purposely went out. I wanted to try it with the spice. So, yep, it smells like pumpkin-y stuff, you know. I don't normally use spice cake, so very rarely. I think I've maybe had it at somebody's house, but I don't think I've ever bought it. It's not something I normally do, but I might be buying it now. So, put that in there. I'm going to add my can of pumpkin. This is all she said we had to do. So we're going to try this out, and we're going to mix it up, and I'll see what it looks like. So, let's see what's happening. All right. So I recorded I have a podcast that I do, and I recorded actually 2 different podcasts today. I did it on the gift of hospitality. So I did part 1 today, and that'll be up tomorrow. And then I did part 2, and that'll be up next week. So in case you're interested, anybody that's faith-based and, you know, enjoy Christian things, you can check that out. You can go on YouTube and type in my name, Lynn Wilson, and put in Hope for Today. And you'll be able to see the ones I've done in the past, and you can also see the one I'm doing tomorrow. And it's not a personal podcast that I do. It is actually affiliated with my job. But either way, you can check it out if you're interested. All right, let's keep mixing this up. All right, let me show you what it looks like for now. You see that okay? How's that? Okay. So let me keep mixing this. Maybe I should have used, you know what? I wonder if I should use my hand mixer. Let me try doing that, because I'm having a hard time getting this to mix, and I bet you if I used my hand mixer, I'd whip it out like that. So let's give that a try. We learn as we go along, right? We learn together. Nobody knows everything, and if you do, you probably know less than the rest of us, because you think you know everything. But I love learning from people, and I love when people are kind and they just share, and they're not judgmental and say, well, you should have done this. I just like to share, and I want you to feel comfortable here in my kitchen, in my home, feeling like you can ask questions and you can learn. All right. Sorry about that noise, but we'll try and whip this up real quick. It's pretty thick. I guess it's supposed to be that thick. Usually when I make my muffins, it's not this thick. But let's give it a shot. But they say 2 ingredients, so that's what we're going to do. Oh, use some muscle. All right, let's keep going here. Almost mixed up. I'll show you when I'm done. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's spin this off a little bit, not have the pumpkin fly all over the kitchen. All right. Unplug that. All right, one down. Scrape some of that off. All that goodness in here. You guys like pumpkin muffins, or do you like another kind of muffin? I like banana. I like pumpkin. I have one, it's called an English Easy Muffin. I'll have to show you guys that one. I found that years and years ago, and it's kind of like the flavor of a plain scone, I guess you'd say, but in a muffin form. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so, yeah, it's pretty thick. How's that look? Can you see that? Okay, so let's add, I have a 1/4 cup measure here. Let me start with a 1/4 cup of the chocolate chips. I'm probably going to end up with a 1/2 cup, but these are the minis. Let me see. I'm not sure. I don't want too much chocolate in it, You know what? A quarter cup is just perfect. So I used 1 can, 15 ounces of the pumpkin and 1 box of the spice cake mix and a quarter of a cup of the mini chocolate chips. Mini is just my preference. No rhyme or reason to that. Use what you have. I also got a bag of butterscotch for another recipe. That might be pretty good. So I have already oiled up my muffin tin here. I think I got some one chocolate chip in there. I've already sprayed this down so we can put our muffins in it. One thing I need to buy is ice cream scoop, you know, with the little squeeze thing that you can just plop them in. I'll tell you, I went to Walmart. It was like $8 for Pioneer Woman, maybe $9 for an ice cream scoop. I was like, I'm not paying that. And it worked really good. Then I looked, they had the Farberware one, and it was sort of junky, plasticky, a little bit of metal, and that was like $5, but it looked like I'd probably squeeze it 2 or 3 times and it would break. So I'm going to go check at thrift shops and see if I can find one, because I'd really like to get one. I make muffins a couple times a week, and I watch people on YouTube and they just whip out their muffins, 1, 2, 3, with those scoops, and it's the perfect size every time. Not that I'm into perfect size muffins. By the time, you know, you cook them, you eat them, and they're done. But anyway, I need to see if I can find one at a thrift shop. I am not paying $8 or $9. I'm sorry. Not worth it. I can just do it fine with a quarter of a cup, measuring cup, and a spoon. It'll work fine too. So, and I'm a firm believer in, you know what, certain things are just not worth the money. You don't have the money, don't waste the money on that stuff. So let's see how much I can get out by the way I'm doing it. I might have to borrow from Peter to pay Paul here from the different muffin cups here. We'll see. I do not use paper. I know some of you are probably going to say, why don't you put the paper in there? I don't like paper. I know you do that for cupcakes. If you have a birthday party, it's one thing, but I don't like my muffins in paper. That annoys me. That's just me. And I don't have the silicone ones. I wouldn't mind getting a silicone tray, but I don't want the individual silicone ones, because then I got to wash each one, and that would annoy me. So I take the easy way out, the best way I can. And for me, my life is full, stressful, and busy. I don't need anything extra. All right, we might be just, let's see, get a scraper here and see what we can get out of this. Do I have one in here clean? Yes, I do. Okay. So let's see if we can get enough to fill this cup. The last one, otherwise I might be borrowing some from some of the other cups. Wow, let's see. Every last bit counts, right? I have allergies so bad. We live in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, and it's been raining, and where I work, there's 3 lakes on the property, and there's marshy areas, and oh man, it's just killing me. Every time I turn around, I'm like, oh, another allergy issue. And we've had pollen counts, they said were extreme today, and I don't know. The older I get, I never had allergies until I moved to the Pine Barren area of New Jersey. I used to live more by the bay. Never had a bit of problems. We came here, and I haven't stopped for, I think we've been this way 25 years now, Graham. And in 25 years, my allergies just keep getting worse. The pine pollen is one of the worst pollens that are out there, and I don't do well with the damp weather, and blah, 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 blah. So if I sound all nasally, that's all it is. It's allergies. I'm just smushing this in there a little bit, kind of spreading it out. All right, so it made a full tray of muffins filled. So I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then I'm going to come back. I have a couple things I want to share with you and show you that I got some deals on. Okay, we'll be right back. Pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, our 2-ingredient pumpkin muffins, are in the oven. And I wanted to show you a couple of things I thought you guys might be interested in. First of all, look at this. Can you see this? Look at that little, I was going to call him a snowman scarecrow. See the little pumpkin here? Can you see that? Look at the little pumpkin on top. It looks like a cupcake, and it's got the little candy corns on it. This actually lights up. And I work with some pretty cool people, and a friend of mine knows how much I love fall, and she said, oh, I couldn't wait. I was going to give it to you on the first day of fall, and I couldn't wait. So she gave that to me, and I need to put some batteries in it. It lights up. It's very glittery, so I don't want to touch it too much and get the glitter on my hands. But I thought, how cool is that? Brighten somebody's day, give them a little gift. It doesn't even have to be something as expensive as that, but I figured maybe tomorrow I'll make some of these muffins in a little dish, and I made some homemade soup the other day, so I think I'm going to pop in. It's my day off, but I'll surprise her with some soup and a couple of muffins. She's a single lady, and I bet you she would appreciate some homemade soup and some homemade muffins, that when she goes home from work tomorrow, she can have something, and I can thank her and bless her as much as she has blessed me. So, okay, I wanted to show you some things. First of all, I'm so used to Dollar Tree. I have to admit, I'm used to dollar prices. So this cake mix was $2.49. I almost choked when I saw the price. And I was like, oh. And I looked at all the prices. They were all around that. The store brand was $1.79, but they didn't have the pumpkin spice. But I wanted to make these muffins with you guys. So I bought it. $2.49. But I wanted to show you something. So this was at ShopRite. I don't know if you guys have a ShopRite. It's, I guess you would say, similar to Kroger's, your regular grocery store, Stop and Shop. I don't even know, some of you in your areas, what your brand name grocery stores are. But ShopRite, $2.49. I was like, oh no, that seems kind of pricey. But again, I go to the Dollar Tree, so I get a lot of my stuff there. I do need to check and see if they have spice cake mix at the Dollar Tree. I'll be going to a different Dollar Tree tomorrow, taking my mom there that we haven't been in a while, and I hear they've redone it, so I got to check that out. But I wanted to show you this. It's smushed. You see that? It's all kind of, looks like somebody sat on it. 75 cents. And it says I saved 25 cents. So I bought this at Walmart the other day, and I was like, oh, they had 3 of these, and when people mentioned about take cake mix and just add something to it, I thought for 75 cents I'll pick it up. It's cheaper than the Dollar Tree. And this is Betty Crocker, and this is Duncan Hines. So this was at Walmart. Well, I went to ShopRite to buy a roast chicken for dinner, and they were out of them. So I thought, well, let me down the road hit Walmart, and I went in there. I got the last roast chicken. It must be roast chicken night tonight. I don't know. So I went, and I thought, let me just take a quick scan around, and I priced this. It says I'm saving 25 cents, which would mean this is $1. I went, it was $2.48, a penny less than ShopRite, no big deal. But I didn't save a quarter. I saved a lot more than that, from $2.48 down to 75 cents. There's nothing in here that's perishable by squishing a box. It's perfectly fine. So I picked up 3 of these, and they must have had 24 of them. So check out Walmart. Sometimes they have on the side racks of produce in cheaper if you're going to eat it within the day. I got 2 things of bread that were marked down. I put those in the freezer. We can use those, and some of this stuff is marked down. So I wanted to show you that, just to give you a tip on, don't forget to check out the clearance sections. And then everybody's looking for antibacterial, Lysol, something. So they had rows and rows and rows of cleaning products at the ShopRite, and this is Mean Green Antibacterial, kills 99.9% multi-surface cleaner. And you can see that funny face on there, Mean Green. But I don't know how it is. If you've used this, leave a comment below. Let me know, yay or nay. But we have a dog, got to clean the floor once in a while with accidents, and just cleaning the surface. You just want to do that. So I picked that up for $1.99. I thought that was pretty good. I mentioned to you on my last Walmart haul, I could not find bread flour, and I like bread flour. So I went to ShopRite to pick up my roast chicken. Again, you got to quickly run around the store, see what's out there. I want to compare prices. They had every kind of flour you could dream of. Everything. They even had sweet potato flour. I never even heard of that. It was sweet potato and something else. I don't remember, but I never even heard of that. It was cool. Flours for everybody who has different allergies and whatnot, but they had bread flour. King Arthur, which is the best, and they have a Tuscan style bread with herbs on here. I make a great bread and I just add pizza seasoning to it. Oh, it's delicious in the bread machine. We'll have to make that one day. But bread flour at my shop rate. So while I was at Walmart, of course, I have to check out Walmart and see what they have. They had every every flour imaginable, 25-pound bags, everything, including King Arthur, but no bread flour. So you just got to look. Things are all over the place. Again, our Walmarts are not the best. I know for those of you that are canners, there's a big run on canning jars. So I am getting ready to work on Christmas presents. And I did not want the normal jelly. I wanted, what size would this be? 12 quarter pints, a quarter pint jar. I just wanted little ones for gifts because I give this and a few other things. So I was able to pick up canning jars at ShopRite. They didn't have a huge variety, but they did have variety. And I know canning lids are like, I could probably go on eBay and make $1 million. Not really, but this seems to be like no one can find these. 2 weeks ago I went and I got the regular size. I got 3 boxes of those. And I went back today and I was able to get the wide mouth. They had a case this tall, this wide, filled. So I got 3 packages, 2 of which I'm keeping, and 1 of which is being gifted to a fellow YouTuber who I've never met, but I admire and I keep in touch with. So I'm going to send that to her as a gift, and hopefully that'll make her day and bless her with that. And I guess that's it. So let's wait on those muffins. So, take a couple sips of your tea and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Muffins are done. So let me tell you, I wasn't sure baking wise. 350 degrees for 20 minutes. They came out perfect. They're burning hot, but I did manage to cut one in half, and I sampled one with my husband. I took a couple of bites. They're a different consistency than when I make my muffins. When I make my muffins, they're more dense, I guess you'd say. These are a little bit more, now granted they're burning hot. Anything hot will fall apart. They're a little bit more, they're more crumbly, maybe is the best way to say it. Not a bad thing. Just telling you my 2 cents here. But, very good. You know how you bake this banana bread recipe and you bake that banana bread recipe and they're both delicious? They just have a different taste. I would say using the cake mix with the pumpkin puree is just that. It's a different recipe. When I make them from scratch, they taste like this. When I've used other recipes, they've had their own flavor taste. This is the same thing. It's just a different recipe. Delicious. I give it a thumbs up, an A+, 100%. Thank you, Deborah. This is ingenious. A cake mix and a can of pumpkin. Maybe you guys all do this and you knew this and I didn't. I've never heard of that. And I wanted to show you. This is breakfast tomorrow. Tomorrow is my day off. I get to sleep in for a little bit, and I don't want to have to cook when I wake up. I want to make a pot of coffee and have something ready to eat. So I've made us some nice pumpkin muffins, and I will be sharing some with my friend. I also made, can you see that? I don't know if you like hash. They had a can marked down at Walmart, and I put it in the air fryer, and it crisped right up. And I wanted to show you something too. I want to show you because, see this? Oh, I got some hash on it. Look at that beautiful dish. Isn't that pretty? Now that maybe apples aren't your thing, but it's the fall, right? It's very pretty. I got muffin mix all over it. Here we go. Look at that. $1. But they had it in a bin marked $1 at a thrift store, but then it said this is the free stuff, so I got this for free. Either way, $1 or for free. There was a time we could not afford anything. I mean, we couldn't afford anything. And I would go and they would have, the one store I went to, they would have macaroni and cheese for $1, 25 cents a box. And that was all I could afford. And we'd have to eat that like every night of the week. And my oldest, who's 31, was probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. And how do you disguise macaroni and cheese when that's all you have? There wasn't anything else to gather to put in it. So one day we'd eat it in a bowl. Another day we'd eat it on a plate. And by the third day it was like another box. of macaroni and cheese for 25 cents. And my husband was working 3 to 11, and it was just me and my son. So what I did is I got out my really nice china that I got when I got married, and I put some candles on the table, and I put fancy napkins out, and I put the fancy drinking water glasses and filled it with water. And I put the macaroni and cheese in one of the fancy bowls, and we sat down, and I invited him to the fine restaurant of the Wilsons. And I brought him to the table, and he's like, "Mom, what's all this?" I dimmed the lights, I had the candles going, I had the nice pretty plates out, and we ate that same 25 cents box of macaroni and cheese that we had been eating all week, and that's all I could afford to feed us. But it tasted so much better on a nice plate. So listen, you might not be able to afford much, and maybe you're going to Dollar Tree and getting a can of pumpkin and a box of cake mix, and you're like, "That's all I can afford, I can't do much." Don't worry about it. Grab, if you have a serving piece like this, maybe you can go to a thrift store and find one for $1. You know, Dollar Tree sells some nice ones that are pretty. They're plastic, but they still look great. Serve your family pumpkin muffins like this, and maybe some hash on the side, or even just the muffins, and put your butter there and some jam. Make it look nice. You know what? Something like that, it's all about the way it looks. Those muffins are going to taste like the best muffins you've ever had. Thank you so much for coming over. Thanks for visiting with me. Thanks for baking with me tonight. We'll catch you guys on the next video.